Today we're having pretty exciting call with Dena Greenawalt on wrapping the mindset around time blocks. I believe I explained the time blocks many times, and we all know what we need to do and when. Hope everyone's agreed with me so far as everyone's joining. What's important is to actually follow these time blocks. It's not knowing what you need to do, but it is actually doing it. Dena, welcome.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody was on, who was on last time, but yeah.
Okay, so good. So Dena, I already did a little bit of intro on what we will be covering. We want to get your opinion how we can wrap up the mindset around the time blocks. We all know what we need to do and when, but it's very hard to stick to these time blocks and be very disciplined with time blocks. So your input would be extremely valuable for us.
All right, so I put together a quick little presentation. So I'm gonna, if I can share my screen, then I will do that. Okay, can you all see that? Oh, I gotta move that. Come on. All right, I got that. Let's get that out of the way and we will begin. Where's my home? There we go. So why is my thing not working here? Hang on one second, guys. Where is, I changed my, oh, I know it's probably covered up here. Okay, so slideshow, here we go. I had to move all your little faces out of the way. So here we go. I'm going to put that up at the top. That's much better. All right. Can you all see my screen? All right. So what we're going to do is talk about time management, schedule management, or the effective use of your day. So how many of you, and you can just raise your hand because I know some of you are in a car and whatever, how many of you feel like you have a handle on your schedule and your time management? Or does it manage you? Do you have a handle on it, do you think? Sort of? Okay. So what we're going to talk today about is a little bit, I want to give you some different ways to think about time management, schedule management, or highest and best use of your time. So time blocking, there's a lot of people have a mindset block around time blocking. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. And then prioritizing your day, income generating activities versus project time versus time wasting activities. We do have to have both income generating activities and project time, but there's also things that we do that are probably time wasters, or I call them time suck activities that just suck up the time in your day, right? All right. Oops, that went way too fast. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here's a few definitions. Can you see the definition? Is it changing for everybody? Yes? Okay. All right. So time management, and I just took these straight out of Google. Time management is the process of organizing and planning to divide your time between different activities. And this, I thought this was great. Get it right, and you'll end up working smarter, not harder, to get more done in less time, even when time is tight and pressures are high. The highest achievers manage their time exceptionally well. Schedule management. Now, I thought this was interesting. Schedule management is the process of defining project tasks and their duration, dependencies, and assigned resources in order to complete a project. So understanding, like, when you get a house ready to sell, and if you're doing any projects with vendors, who has to come in first? Do you have the cleaners come in before the painters or after the painters? How long are the painters going to take? Do you need to put new flooring in? That's kind of schedule management. And then highest and best use of your time. I thought this was interesting because there wasn't really, as it applies to a lot of what we do, but highest and best use of time is a concept in real estate appraisal that originated with early economists such as Irving Fisher, who conceptualized the idea of maximizing productivity. So what is the highest and best use of your time to get the most done? And then time blocking is time management method where you are asked to divide your day into blocks of time. Each block is dedicated to a specific task or group of tasks. Only those specific tasks get done in that time. So let me ask you this. How many of you use time blocking? Do any of you use it? Use it? And how do you feel about it?
When I use it, it's good and it's effective, but it's just hard to stick to it sometimes when other things come into your day and you get off track.
Right. What other comments do we have?
I feel that I try to like schedule everything, but very often like just not following because something else like come into my life and it's like not so productive how it should be.
Right. Time blocking can be tough because you have this block of time, and when the whole day looks like a set of colors and there's no space in between, sometimes it gives some of us anxiety, right? Because it's like, how am I going to stick to that if something else comes into my day? Where's their play in the schedule, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit. All right, setting up your, did I do that again? Okay, setting up your calendar. So to me, how many of you are familiar with Stephen Covey or a day planner or any of those methodologies for scheduling? Are any of you familiar with that? So Franklin Covey is a company. They have, they're very into, you can see this, a regular planner, right? And so the whole thing with them is you have your calendar, which is your 30 days or however many days are in the calendar. And then you have your daily events, which is your what's happening that day, and then what tasks have to be accomplished. So if we think about setting up our calendar, we should be doing that every day or every week, whichever works best for you. I do it on a daily basis because I know things are going to change, right? I have things that might have come up yesterday that I have to finish first thing this morning. Just like today, I was finishing the presentation for this because I knew we had a 9 o'clock appointment. So you want to pick a day every time. So for me, a lot of times, depending upon what my coaching schedule looks like, it's first thing in the morning. I am a morning person. I know my brain is freshest in the morning. You ask me to do certain heavy thinking things at late in the day, it's not good. So I know who I am and how that works. So pick a time every day, create an habit to set up your schedule every day. But what you also want to do is put in your standing appointments first. So things that you know, like I have, so does Roman. We have standing coaching appointments, and we've merged our coaching calendar with our personal calendar, right? Or our business calendar. So I'll show you my calendar in a few minutes so you can see how that works. You put all your standing appointments in there first, so you know where that's going to take up time in your calendar, whether that's your kids going to school, whether that's soccer practice, whether that's your workout time, whatever that is, put that in your calendar first. So those are repeating things. I also have all my birthdays in there, all that kind of stuff. And then you want to color code your appointments. I use Microsoft Office. I am old school. I have been using Microsoft Office for years, way before Google took the foothold that they have in both the email and calendars and all of that. So I color code everything. I color code my personal, my client stuff, my organizational specific, because I'm a part of Tom Ferry, I'm a part of Women's Council, I'm a part of my local association. So I color code all those things so I can see what's what. And then you want to make sure you're color coding your business development or prospecting appointment times, your time blocks, your networking, your holidays. Make sure holidays are in there. So when you look at something, you don't go, oh, because I had somebody book appointment with me on Monday, and then they came back and said, oh, no, I can't do it on Monday. That's the holiday, which I was willing to go because it was a quick walkthrough, and they're a property management company. And they said, no, we don't work we're not working Monday because it's the holiday. So make sure you have that on there. So you're also planning, like at Thanksgiving, my family leaves on a Wednesday to go on a trip. That's always blocked out on my calendar. I know that, so that if I look at that, it's already there. And then you want to create the basic a basic process for your day of time blocking. That works great. So if you know every day you're going to have a workout time, or you want to be able to spend 2 hours in the morning calling your prospects, that's a great way to time block. Doesn't mean your whole day has to be time blocked, but certain things that you're going to do every day, day in and day out, you want to time block for that. Okay. And then you add the tasks that need to be accomplished. And I call it the old-fashioned to-do list. That's why I still have a manual planner, because every day I will go into my calendar, I'll pull it up, I'll write one. I have 2 columns on this piece of paper. One is that has times, and the other side has to do. So I write in all the times, all the appointments for that day. I take it right off my calendar and I duplicate it on here because it sits next to me on my desk. And then I put all of the things that I need to accomplish that day that are tasks that are separate from those appointments, right? So for instance, I need to send out an email to all my coaching clients about the 13th, which is when Tom is going to have a big unveil and big splash with the 100K in 100 days. And I want all my coaching clients to be there. Tom wants all our coaching clients to be there. I want to be there. And that's when I have my group call on that same day. Well, now I'm going to tell him we're moving our group call so we can all participate with Tom on the 100K in 100 days. So that's on my calendar to make sure I send that email out today, because it's not a part of the appointments that are already on my calendar. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I have like the system, like you saying. So I have like this daily routine and like actions and appointments and like personal notes and whatever, and this monthly like summarizing. So I don't know what to put like to monthly, like because this way I feel that like I'm duplicating. It's like too many of everything, like Google electronic, phone, like daily and this monthly. So what you will recommend to put, what you put into this like summarizing monthly list?
Okay, so the monthly list, I really don't create a monthly list. I put that on my electronic calendar, right? So every day I look at that. I'll show you, we have a team calendar for my assistant, and she has specific things that happen monthly, and she's got them on the team calendar as a monthly appointment. And I'll show you that in just a minute when we go to my calendar. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What other, does anybody else have anything about what we've just gone over? Okay. All right, then we'll keep going. All right. So how are you prioritizing your day? To me, that is the biggest thing that we fail to do as realtors. We are reactive, not proactive. So how are you prioritizing your day? So unless you have an out-of-town client, right? If you have things that you've set up to do in the morning, whether it's sending emails, prospecting, meeting with a client for coffee, whatever it is that you've already set up for your day, and then boom, somebody calls and goes, "Can I go see a house right now?" The answer is no. No, you cannot go see the house right now. Why? Because you have an appointment. You have an appointment with yourself to do your prospecting, to do other things. So, we are no longer in the market where the house flies off the shelf in 30 seconds. So there's no reason you can't say to somebody, look, and you look at your schedule, you're talking to them, you're calling up the property, you're having that initial, review with them of who they are, what they want, so on and so forth, that really quick instant buyer consultation. And you say, look, you know what? First of all, I've got to schedule the appointment. I got to see if the house is available. Second of all, I have an appointment that I'll be done with by 11 o'clock. Are you available at 11 o'clock? And if the person says, no, I won't be available at 11, but I'll be available at 1. Perfect. Let's set the appointment for 1 o'clock. You have to keep those appointments with yourself. Roman, you're the only guy on this call, so I'm going to address the ladies with this. How many of you book your hair appointments a month in advance? All of you, right? No, you don't. Do you, and if you get your nails done or you go to the doctor, do you book that in advance or do you call the morning and hope you get in?
Depends with who. Some of them couple of days, some of them like 2 weeks in advance. It all depends.
Right, right. So a lot of times you have to book that in advance. Rarely do the appointments that we have to make for ourselves, can we get in within 10 minutes, right? Rarely. You might get lucky, but a hair appointment, a nail appointment, your doctor, dog groomers, vet appointments, any of those types of things, we have to book them in advance. We can't just call and say, can I come in 10 minutes? Why do we let our clients do that to us and mess up our day? Why? Is there a good reason? No good reason, right? So then don't do it. Don't let people do that to you, right? Now, there are things that are going to come up in your day where, all of a sudden your lender needs something from that buyer you're working with and the buyer's not responding to the lender. So you need to pick up the phone, stop what you're doing, pick up the phone, call that buyer and say, respond to the lender if you want to get this loan done, right? Those are the things that are going to happen. Or your out of town client that you thought was coming on Friday shows up on Tuesday. Okay, you got to rejuggle the schedule and you need to say to them, look, I can't meet with you right now. Go drive the area that we talked about and I'll meet with you at 1 o'clock. We have to keep our schedules with ourselves because if we don't, we're going to be on this constant hamster wheel of real estate, which is we're being reactionary, not proactive, not planning, and not prioritizing what needs to be done for our business, right? So what activities are you doing first? So for me, it's planning my day and then understanding what's already booked on my calendar. And then based on that, what of the things that I've written down are a priority to make sure I get done before a certain time in the day? Like for instance, it's a personal thing, but I need to call a donation truck to come pick some things up from my house. They're only open until 3 o'clock. So if I wait until the afternoon, how likely am I to be able to get that thing scheduled? Probably unlikely, right? So those are the kinds of things that we need to think about. And then what are the most important tasks to generating business or completing a transaction? Those really should be your priorities in the morning, right? So unless you've already got something booked, the priority is to reach out and meet people, to talk to people. Now, I will tell you, there's one exception to that. There's a gentleman in my office who has been a smiler and dialer. He does a lot of cold call prospecting. And do you know when he does it? He does it from 3 to 6. He comes in the office and he does a lot during the day, but he does a lot of prospecting between 3 and 6. Why do you think he does that?
Is it his best time in the day?
It's the best time in the day where he has found to reach people. So they're finishing up their day at work. They're ready to end of the day. They're just getting home. It's not quite the dinner hour for the most part. They might be in their car. So when he's calling expireds and FSBOs, he's catching them at a time of day where sometimes people are starting early to work. They don't want to talk to you first thing in the morning. They have a calendar that looks like ours. It might be booked, right? So he has found that's the best time for his calling. So understand what's most important, but make sure you stick to that in your schedule. And then what are you doing that are time wasters? How many of you pick up your phone first thing in the morning, you open Facebook, you open Instagram, and now a half hour has passed? Yeah,
everybody.
it happens, right? Right. Or you're like, I don't really want to make that call. Let me see what's going on Facebook. And now we're wasting time. Social media is something we need to be involved in, but it's a huge time suck. So again, know that if you're going to do that, because you're going to go get a cup of coffee or you're going to take a quick break and have lunch, that's fine. But then make sure you put it down or your phone's turned over when you're focusing on doing something in your business at your desk. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Any other time wasters that you can identify?
Chatting in the
No.
office with other agents.
Other agents, what?
No, like just chatting, like when you come to the office and you have this like little chats
Right.
and time pass and you really didn't do anything.
Right, exactly. So it's great to be in the office because I do think that you get a lot of good information just by being around other agents, whether you're taking a class, you're going to the office, whatever the case may be. You're going to hear things from other people that you don't hear sitting alone in your office at home, right? So I think those are good things, but then you have to be self-disciplined enough to say, okay, got to go make my calls, right? Got to go send out some emails, got to be in touch with my clients, got to write some handwritten notes out to people.